Alright guys, how's it going? Now if you're on this afternoon stream, I do apologise, I ended it a little bit earlier than I would like to have done. I do try to do just an hour, but it's usually an hour and a half, 2 hours or something like that. But if you're on the stream, you'll know that like a storm started. And when we get storms in Spain, they're fucking storms, you know what I mean? But it's eased off a little bit now. My dog was scared, you know what I mean? And there was fucking water coming in everywhere, so... but it appears to be easing a little bit now. So anyway, I did say on the stream I would do this video for you. I don't know if you can hear the thunder, can you? My mum used to say it's God moving his furniture around. So I went and bought the Spanish dailies for you today. There's a couple of bits that I want to talk to you about. And I've got some notes just so I get it right, do you know what I mean? So in the Catalan newspaper that focuses on Barcelona, they've got a big spread as soon as you open the paper on Luis Diaz, okay? And I'll try and summarise what it's saying. Basically, if you don't watch all the video, because you know me, I'll be here for about an hour, they want to sign him, but we already know that, right? But they are talking to Liverpool. Liverpool wants 70 million euros. Liverpool are not willing to negotiate that and don't want to include players in a deal. Basically, I think from the top of my my memory. Let's have a look. See if I can find it for you. Let's have a look. Okay. So basically it's alternatives to Nico Williams are being sought by Barcelona, and that Deco, is it Deco? Deco in it? The Barca sporting director accelerates contact with Luis Diaz following the uncertainty of Nico Williams, but Liverpool doesn't want to part with the skillful Colombian winger. And the key points are that Liverpool have valued Diaz at 70 million euros. 70 million euros in sterling, 58 million, something like that. 70 million, 59.8 million pounds. Okay. Barca could rely on the cooperation of the player pressurising Liverpool to make the deal happen, to lower the price. Barca could rely on the Colombians' cooperation to pressure the English club to lower that fee. And then it mentions alternatives that Barca could turn to if they can't strike a deal with Liverpool. Barca has accelerated efforts to resolve the signing of a left winger once and for all. The club's great hope was to complete the signing of Nico Williams, and there was maximum confidence in closing that deal, but it stalled in recent days. It set off alarms, and the sporting director at Barca is trying to bring in his preferred player for the position, which is Luis Diaz. We've always been told that the president and the sporting director at Barca are huge fans of Luis Diaz, but they were weighing up, you know, the pros and cons between Nico Williams and Diaz, you know, like the age, the cost, the finances. Barca, you know, have financial difficulties. I read another article today saying that they're currently trying to sell players, concentrating on that, so that could be in relation to this. It says here that contact has been reactivated between Barcelona and the Diaz camp, but the signing would be extremely complicated because there are other interested teams and because of Liverpool's economic demands, therefore the valuation that Liverpool is setting and the terms relating to that. The talk about Deco knowing him perfectly from his time at Porto. He always wanted him, but the club prioritised the arrival of Nico Williams before that ahead of Diaz. They thought it was a strategic incorporation at a sporting and economic level. Right, okay, there's more. Despite rumours in England, Liverpool have no intention of letting Diaz go unless there is, you know, top this basically says $1 million offer, top offer. They are not willing to accept discounts or initially the inclusion of players in the deal. It mentions clubs like PSG and Manchester City having shown interest in Diaz, but nothing has progressed further. Barcelona has inquired about the price, and initially Liverpool's valuation was over 70 million euros, much more than Barcelona had planned for to complete this operation. And Barca are hoping that they can count on Luis Diaz's cooperation to apply pressure to get that fee down. But operations are very delicate at the moment, and Liverpool wants a lot of clarity with regards to what's been put on the table. Liverpool insists there's been no direct contact. The word direct is important here, but they would be open to discussions. Now, if Barcelona take the plunge, they could have their options as long as the payment conditions and the final figure are manageable for them. So they'll have to work with Liverpool to make that happen. The structure, basically, they're talking about. Barcelona also have received numerous propositions, offers of players of similar, wingers being offered to them in the last few days, which are more feasible operations economically, therefore cheaper than Luis Diaz. I think that's the last one on that, to be honest with you. Okay, so that's about it, guys, really. Just wanted to touch on you, give you an update on that, because we've been talking about Luis Diaz quite a bit, and the Colombian Del Boy, his dad. It's interesting, if you think about it, that the claims came out yesterday regarding Manchester City being linked with, or having agreed terms, even claimed that the terms were agreed with Luis Diaz. And then the very next day, boom, Sport are running this big spread about about Barcelona going in for the player. So in a nutshell, Barcelona want Luis Diaz wants Barcelona. The Colombian Del Boy, his dad, definitely wants Barcelona. And but Liverpool wants 70 million euros, and they're not willing to have players included in a deal. But that's obviously the stance now. That can change, right? So, if he secured his move to Barcelona, that would open up the door possibly for Liverpool to go in on other players that shall not be named, and you know what I'm talking about, right? So, interesting. We're going to have a busy window, maybe. Even if nothing happens, it's going to be busy because we're going to be subjected to a lot of speculation and a lot of claims and so on. So, that's the very latest from here in Spain regarding Luis Diaz and Barcelona. I do think there was something else that I wanted to talk to you about, but I think that will be addressed in another video. I'll tell you what, I'll sign off and I will address this in a moment. Okay, so that's going to be about Thubermende and the goalkeeper Mamardashvili, I think it is. Okay, guys, so like I say, if you're on the stream this afternoon, I'm sorry that I had to vanish. I'll be back at 7 o'clock this evening. If you appreciate my efforts with this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please drop me a comment. And if you want to buy me a coffee or a beer, you can hit the super thanks button, the love heart under the video, and I'll give you a shout out in tomorrow morning's briefing. All right, guys, take care.